someone who knows him well, who I believe can give you his resume, which I'm not going to do. You read it in the newsletter, but I'm going to let her hit the high points. And that's Sherry Pierce, his wife. But I have one concern. I want to know that everything you say is going to be really, really true, because I can't believe that you're the mother or the grandmother of 4 grandchildren. 9? Now you have no credibility. Anyway, come on up, Sherry Pierce. Oh, and I want to hear the story of Bill Waters' California.
Thank you. It really is a pleasure to be here. I love to get up north any chance I get. It's a great pleasure. And he just said at my table, when I said 9, he said, "Oh, that's a lot of babysitting." Yes, it is. I love it, though. I do love it. I'm Sherry Pierce, Gary Pierce's wife. We've been married for 37 years. Met, obviously, when I was 12. No, I really don't. We did it right. Got married when I was 18, and he was 20. And anyway, it was just right. It's one of those things. 3 days after we met, he proposed, and I said yes. It's one of those made to be. We were very blessed, very lucky. But I'll tell you a little bit about Gary. Before I do that, I want to give you a little analogy here. And that is, I'm really careful about what purses I buy, and I just got one the other day. I like purses. I don't spend a lot of money on them, but I like purses. And I like purses that have different pockets in them. And I know right where things are, and I can get them easily. I don't like to just open and have to search and find. And so this happened years ago. My little analogy I'm giving here happened years ago. We had taken a youth group from our church water skiing. And I finished dropping the kids off and was headed home. And of course it was a long day in the sun, and I don't have the kind of skin that does well. My skin's dry anyway. I was really tired, but I needed to stop by the store because I knew we were out of milk and the kids and everything. So as I thought, well, I'll just run in real quick to Fry's. We lived in Yuma at the time. Run into Fry's. And as I'm driving into Fry's, I know my purse well. I know where everything is, exactly. So I reached in to get my chapstick because I needed chapstick. My lips were so dry from the lake all day. And in my purse, I have a few different kinds of chapstick, but I have, the chapstick that I use all the time, and I have one that's kind of shaped like it that was an Avon colored lip gloss. And it was night, and I remember thinking at the time, is that it? Oh, I'm sure it is. And that's all I did. And I reached up, and my lips were so dry and burning, I literally smeared it all around my lips. And I remember thinking then for the next couple minutes, oh, that doesn't get that cooling like it usually does, but it's probably because my lips were so dry. I go into Fry's, I get a few groceries. On the way home, I remember I needed ice, so I run into the Circle K and I get ice, meet a friend in the parking lot, talk to him for a while, a young friend. I go home, drop my stuff, go into the bathroom, look in the mirror, and I have red lipstick smeared all around my mouth. And I had just been to Fry's where there were a ton of people, and I talked to people. The reason I tell you that is my analogy is this. It isn't good enough now with the elections that we've got going on, especially in the primary, it isn't good enough to just know that, in our case, that somebody has an R after their name. It wasn't good enough that I didn't take the extra minute to make sure what I was getting out of my purse. It would have been so easy just to flip on that little light above me, pull those out and say, oh, it's this one. Just by looking and really taking a careful look at it. It would have been so easy. That's kind of what we've got going on here in this election cycle, in most all the races, because we have so many good people running, but we also have some that are a lot more conservative or a lot more better. Now, I don't know how many are super conservative in this room. I'm pretty darn conservative. Gary and I are really conservative. Pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, pro-First Amendment. We're members of NRA. We love our freedom. We love our rights. And so with that, it's important that you look to find the differences in the people. That's what the primary elections are for. Sometimes I hear, and I'm president of Mesa Republican Women, and I had one board member, I remember at one of our board meetings that said, you know, we just need to stop arguing on the level here of the Republicans before this primary. We need to come together. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. I don't think it's arguing. Primaries are to find the differences, to get the best candidate that you like, the strongest candidate that can win the general election, And that's what we're trying to do. We're not arguing just to argue. And so it's important for us to learn enough about the people that are running for office so that we know who really is philosophically closest to us. Gary is very conservative. He's been your corporation commissioner for 3.5 years now and has done a great job. He has watched out for the ratepayers. He's voted no when others have voted yes, and he's been on a commission right now as of almost 2 years ago that put 2 really liberal people on there. Mind you, the name is Paul Newman and Sandra Kennedy. Name has a lot to do with it, folks, I will tell you that. But if we don't get 3 strong commissioners on there, we will not have a majority. Right now, there is Bob Stump and Gary. They can't do anything because Chris Mays is the chairman who has an R after her name. That doesn't fit very well, if you know what I mean. And so right now, it's 2 conservatives trying to watch out for the ratepayers. And they're doing the best that they can, but many times they're outvoted. A little background quickly on Gary. I was born and raised in Mesa. He moved there when he was 7 years old from Illinois. So he's been in the Valley for a long time. He lived in Sierra Vista for 4 years where he managed a couple of new car dealerships. Before that, he was a teacher for 3 years when we were first married and graduated from college from ASU. We moved from Sierra Vista to Yuma where we bought a Honda Nissan dealership and had that for quite a few years. We also owned a Shell gas station and a budget rent-a-car, which obviously you understand then doing that we wrote a lot of checks. We balanced sheets and we knew what had to be done. Sometimes you didn't have enough money to write yourself a very good check at the end of the month during those bad times, as many of you know that have had businesses. So he has a good, keen business sense and he watches out for business. We know how important that is. We believe in capitalism. We know that's where it happens. So we lived in Yuma for 16 years. Then we moved back to Mesa. Our kids were graduating from college and moving away, and we knew they weren't going to stay in Yuma. And our moms were both in Mesa, so we moved back. He was appointed to the legislature when Rusty Bowers resigned, and so he was appointed to the legislature. He served in the legislature for 5 years. The last 2, he was majority whip and fought like crazy to reduce taxes and did a good job. He was always very conservative in that respect too. Rated a friend of the taxpayer by Americans for Prosperity, Tom Jennings Group, Arizonans for Prosperity. He is just a good conservative, strong guy that will watch out for your rates and watch out for the other things the Corporation Commission does. If you will take a few minutes at some point to look over this that's on your plate, it kind of explains what it does, what they do. Most people have no idea how important the commission is in your life. Most people don't realize how much they affect your day-to-day living by the things that they do, like the renewable energy standard that was set back in 2006. Barry Wong was on the commission for a short term. He was appointed by Napolitano. And that's when they passed that right before Gary got in. And it's a renewable energy standard. Folks, that when we do those regulations and we put on standards like that, prices raise, things increase. We are for green energy. We love solar and all that to a certain degree. But Gary will be the first one to tell you that he does not discriminate between electrons. He wants the cheapest electrons. And right now that really is nuclear. It's not rooftop solar. There's a place for that and prices are coming down. But he's watching out for you and he wants to follow the Constitution of our state and of our country. We very much believe in the Constitution and keeping our powers and the things that we do limited to that. Appreciate your support. If you have any questions, there are 2 seats, 3 candidates running, and I can't say a whole lot about the other one because usually being president of the Republican Women Group, you have to make sure that you don't endorse, and standing speaking on behalf of him. But dadgummit, when I'm done here, if you want to come over and ask me who that second seat should be, I will sure tell you that. I'll tell you her name. I'll tell you who that is.
Senator Brown, in my opinion, has betrayed the country when he voted for cloture and Obamacare passed. He is now the target of Harry Reid, the president, and Pelosi to pass vote for cloture on cap and trade, which passed last year. What will you do, or what will Gary do, when cap and trade becomes law and our electric utility rates go up by 200 or 300%.
He will fight that tooth and nail. One of his strongest points that he says, that I didn't bring up yet, is he would love, the commission has attorneys, very good attorneys. He would love to sue the EPA. He would love to take care of that stuff. He is against cap and trade. He is against all of that, very strong. But the only way that the commission is going to take a strong stance and be able to fight stuff like that is if there are 3 conservatives, if they have the majority. And so it's very, very important that he gets somebody else besides him, assuming, of course, that he is elected, that he gets somebody else on there that's very conservative, that is willing to take that fight, because he will fight it tooth and nail. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sherry.